Now it's time for my favorite part of class, which is spinal twists. So what we're going to do is, now that we've finally come supine, we're going to bring our knees into our chest and we're going to grab a hold of our thighs. But don't grab a hold of the knees, grab a hold of the thighs to pull the thighs into the abdomen and to massage the internal organs. Just relax, just breathe. Maybe shake your head no. Now what we're trying to do is we're trying to press the lower back into the mat, trying to get rid of any kind of curvature that might be in the lower back. That is not possible for all people. We're going to talk about that in our training. But what we're going to do is we're going to reach our arms out to the side and we're going to keep our feet and knees together, or as close together as they will stay, and drop them down to the right. Look to the left. This spinal twist is just about relaxation. It is just about allowing the body to relax. So when a student is performing this exercise, they shouldn't be holding on to any tension. Even if the knees won't go all the way down to the floor, that is okay. And it is more important that they twist the lower part of the body than the upper part of the body, so their left hand might not necessarily be touching the ground. It might be reaching out, but this is all about relaxation. This is all about the spinal twist. It's about the pelvis, the whole sacral area. But then it's also about opening up the pectoral muscles and the armpit and extending out from the heart chakra, heart center, through the hand. So we're basically going to keep this mind framed as we continue to travel through this series. And the next one you're going to do is you're going to drop the knees down to the right, and then you're going to extend the legs out, kind of like into a right angle. I've been doing this sequence for years and years and years, and I don't know why I picked this particular sequence to be my favorite sequence, but I really like doing the spinal twists all together and at the end of class, just to release the back. And we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And actually, to be honest with you, while I am talking about this particular sequence, I always use this sequence at the end of all of my yoga classes. So everyone always knows that spinal twists are going to be when we start to wrap up shop, when we start to relax, and then the work phase of class is over. So now you want to put your feet on the floor, cross the right leg over top of the left, and drop the knees to the right. So when we're setting up our class, I would say that you would want to leave about 10 minutes. About 10 minutes at the end of your class would be your spinal twists. And then after I do spinal twists, I do allow people just to lay on the mat for a second. I don't take them into any kind of meditation. We don't do any kind of shavasana or any kind of corpse pose at the end of the Lazy Monkey yoga classes. But that doesn't mean that you guys can't lay on the ground for a couple of minutes, a minute or two, to relax the body, and then come back to a seated posture to close, which would be our namaste goodbyes. So now what I'm going to do is draw my left knee into my chest and extend the right leg down, and we're going to go take it into another spinal twist. So always allowing the hips to twist to the right and then to the left. So if you didn't see that transition of legs, you can go back and look at the transition. Now I'm going to come back to center, and I want to pull both knees into my chest and then extend the left leg out. So always transitioning through knees to chest when we're working on our spine, when we're laying on our back. whether we're relaxing and doing spinal twist, or if we're doing something active, like, let's say, abdominal work. And kind of like the topper, the final position that I always take people into is happy baby. Just pulling the knees up, grabbing a hold of the knees or the backs of the thighs or the calves or the inside or outside of the calves or the ankles, or grabbing a hold of the heels and just hiking those knees up and releasing the lower back, while also kind of like even releasing and relaxing your asshole, to be honest with you. And all of the muscles that are down there at the pelvic floor that we've been working so diligently. I sometimes when I'm by myself, but I teach people how to do this too, is I kind of like rock from side to side a little bit. That's if you want a little bit of an extra stretch. Remember that in Lazy Monkey Yoga, we encourage people to move in and out of their postures to see how their body feels. It's not just about staying in a static position, but it's about moving, flowing, feeling what's going on in the body. And for anybody who's flexible enough to go into a big straddle, big straddle, you can do that too. We also can do a reclining butterfly or cobbler's pose, bringing the soles of the feet together, splaying the knees and grabbing a hold of the ankles or the feet or the shins. And then you can also, for a final relaxation pose, you can go into a butterfly position with the soles of the feet together, knees apart, and arms in any position you want, or come into corpse pose, or even you can lay in a shape of an X, in an X shape. After that's all over, we have come to the end of our class. We say our thank yous and goodbyes. Namaste.